Okay, so here we are for the battle against Seth. We do see the Feraligatr. That thing's a problem for my team. 𝙃𝘼𝙏𝙀𝙀𝙀 is a little bit annoying, but the rest of the team should be okay. I hope. I'm going to lead off, I think, with Krokorok, because it deals with quite a few mons. What's the potential leads? I guess there is a potential for the Feraligatr lead, so do I want to just lead off with my Magnezone? I guess I could always just Terra Steel in front of a Gligar and click a funny button. I'm going to go ahead and do that. There's definitely a chance that the Magnezone could be quite important for me not to lose this game, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised to see like just a flip turn Feraligatr lead, considering how weak my team is to Feraligatr. So good luck, have fun to Steph. It's been a long ass time since we last played him, and hopefully it's a hacks-free one. Feraligatr lead. Okay, we take these all day. I don't think that you're able to just knock me out if I Terra Steel. I will check. With an EQ, because we are pretty physically defensive on this mon, so Life Orb Adamant would not knock me out, so I will Terra, and Flash Cannon would do half. I'm tempted, because I don't think you want to stay in necessarily. And it is still 50% on this if it does stay in. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and click the Flash Cannon button. As it looks like they stayed in. Hopefully it's just a flip turn. If it's an EQ with Life Orb, it's taking Life Orb plus like 45-ish% from Flash Cannon. They SD. Okay then. Did not expect that, I'll be honest. That took that really quite well. At +2, do we take a liquidation? I don't think we do. It should be a liquidation, yeah. +2, Adamant. It's jolly, it still knocks us out. How much is Arcanine doing in return? It's doing quite a lot. I think this Pokemon might be arguably too important to lose, but do I need that Rocky Helmet chip? I actually just might need that Rocky Helmet chip, I'm gonna be honest. This one's quite nice into the rest of the team, but not like super necessary, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just... I'll Volt Switch on the off chance that he doesn't attack me here, but yeah, Liquidation should just take me out. It doesn't. Okay, Magnezone to go. This is not Life Orb. That's what it is. Okay. Problem of a Crisis of Bird. It's a dead Feraligatr. That's the main thing. Okay, so thank God it wasn't Life Orb, so that was like the only kind of saving grace for us. I don't think there's too much that they can deal with Sliverwing. It's going to be like the Talonflame and only the Talonflame. I could also go into you. Because I don't really want the 𝙃𝘼𝙏𝙀𝙀𝙀 to come in right now, so... Saying that, there's not a great deal that really prevents the 𝙃𝘼𝙏𝙀𝙀 from coming in. I'll just go into my Basculegion. Because at the very least we can flip turn out on something if we need to, and it does prevent rocks from going up. In fact, this should only be Umbreon that can come in on this. Which means I could just go into Sliverwing. I go Sliverwing and then double out into Arcanine. Yeah, Umbreon's going to come in. I could go Sliverwing. I could also just go into you. I think that's a fine play as well. I don't hate that. And I'm not going to reveal a flip turn right now, because they can calc damage off of it and see like some investment. They might think we just don't have it. It's Inner Focus. Okay. Baton Pass. Makes sense. It's a little bit tough, but it makes sense. If Gligar comes in, I think I just want to Aqua Tail it, honestly. His water resist has gone down, so I really don't hate it. Talonflame comes in, I will also Aqua Tail that. Interesting that it's Inner Focus. Must have Toxic and not want to get statused by something else and pass on like a burn onto something else that it doesn't want to. I don't know. Yeah, there's the Gligar. Okay. So if it's physically defensive, we actually don't do a great deal of damage. But I do feel like it's going to be specially defensive. And if it's specially defensive, there's a chance to 2-hit KO. I guess I could also just knock. They could knock us. I'll knock. I'll get rid of this thing as EV-Light. This is also SD. Okay. A lot of SD going on around here. It was EV-Light, so that's good to know. Well, I mean, you kind of got to go for the EQ. It's not intimidated. It's max attack EQ would currently knock me out. And it's going to be Hypercutter, so it's not going to be something I can just immediately deal with. I could... Is it time to sack the Magnezone? Like, it's been time to sack the Magnezone, I feel, for a little while. Yeah, I don't hate just sacking Magnezone here. Because then we can just bring out Basculegion and pick this thing off without losing a shit ton of health on our Krokorok. And if it goes for anything that's not EQ, then we're in a good spot. Yeah, it's just EQ. Makes sense. Is there any world in which you can actually take a hit from my Arcanine here with no EV-Light? I would say it's unlikely. Is it worth that risk? I don't think so. I think I just go into Basculegion. And I mean, a Shadow Ball might even knock this out, but I think the best all-round play is just going to be Hydro. If they go out into Umbreon, am I really that concerned by it? I don't think so. This is a +2, so a +2 knockoff actually would very much hurt. But I'm hoping that they just go, okay, well, we'll switch out. Gligar's got to kill. We can bring it back in, maybe again on the Krokorok and set up again. Yeah. Umbreon, I think, is going to be their switch in every time. But at least we get some damage off on it. That's a very respectable amount. And I mean, Krokorok can come back in again. Does bring in the Hariyama. This brings in Talonflame, which is actually probably better. I think I'd rather have Talonflame come in. No doubt they Baton Pass. Baton Pass makes way too much sense. But we can still position Basculegion to win in the endgame if we get the damage off on this. So I wouldn't be surprised if they Baton Pass, but they Baton Pass, they're not healing themselves back up. They've shown no items, so it might be Rocky Helmet. And we can... I just found play. Ow. That was a crit. I was about to say, that did way too much damage. I'm just going to double out into Arcanine. Because there should be an extremely free Hedge Smash on an incoming Talonflame. They protect. Okay, well, you know, this still kind of works, actually. Head Smash into physically defensive should still be okay. Probably Hariyama that will come in, if I had to guess. It could be a Gligar sack as well, so that Hariyama doesn't have to take anything on the switch in. Nah, it's just going to be Hariyama. I kind of wanted to Psychic Fangs, but, you know, with Choice Banded Head Smash, that does a good amount of damage. We'll take that. In terms of switch-ins, little bit limited at this point. It's definitely a chance for a knockoff. You're actually a pretty reliable way of coming in and dealing with a few mons actually at this point. I feel like Slitherwing might be the least useful, but at the same time, most of the team can break Umbreon actually. So maybe I just go Slitherwing. And it covers the knockoff, it will cover a... covers the knockoff, covers a close combat to an extent. Just Drain Punches. Okay, so that's going to do very little. Now, I think what I actually want to do here is just go for a U-turn. We could get burned by the Talonflame, but at the same time, is that the worst thing in the world? Possibly not. We could also just Close Combat. Close Combat looks pretty free. Yeah. Talonflame comes in, Talonflame comes in. Like, what can I do? That's Gligar that comes in. Okay. It's not going to appreciate this Close Combat particularly. Yeah. That takes very good amount. I definitely think I want to just keep this around, honestly. Go out into Crook. I definitely want to keep this, I think. Mainly for, like, Farigiraf could be a problem. If it's Trick Room for Farigiraf, that could definitely be a problem. So I do want to keep health on Crook, actually. Maybe it's just better for me to accept my losses here, and I'll just go for a U-turn. It's probably faster. It's not faster. Okay, well, we're good. And how good is Krokorok into the rest? It's actually pretty decent. It is pretty decent. Basculegion's also pretty free. So I will go Basculegion. It basically stops a whole bunch of things from coming in. And forces the Umbreon, essentially. It could be the Hariyama as well. My switchings to Hariyama are getting less and less. But as long as I preserve Sax, I should be okay in that situation. Farigiraf could come in. If it's Farigiraf, I think I flip turn out into Crocodile. Crocodile? That's just the Pokemon that it is. Into Krokorok and click Knockoff. There's no downside to it at this point. Knocking off a Rocky Helmet on Umbreon would be pretty nice. And this time I will just flip turn. Just in case he wants to get cheeky and switch. Not Rocky Helmet, okay. So this time round I will just go into my Krokorok. Probably see a Wish if I had to guess. It could be another Foul Play. It's a Wish. I'm just going to EQ. Don't tell me you were going to Talonflame. Surely it's not Talonflame. Farigiraf. Okay. Well, that's actually the one that I wanted in. This should do a decent chunk. Yeah, let's go. Let's go, Krokorok. So now you can't freely click Trick Room here. Trick Room might actually be put me in a situation where I could win with Hatterene if I wasn't so fast. But at the same time, like, I feel like bringing Trick Room against Hatterene is a little bit of a scary bring. And at least the Umbreon is now at half. So it will die to 2 Hydro Pumps, and we're looking pretty decent for an endgame with Basculegion. We can do that. Look at the fucking size difference. Oh, it's agility. It's agility, okay. Well, it's on, like, barely any health now. It's going to be Armatel, so I can't prioritize it. But I think I should have enough bulk to be able to do it this mon, because it's not set up anything else. What are we looking at for a Hyper Voice? Does Hyper Voice knock me out if it's just Modest Max? It's Modest Max. It doesn't actually knock me out, so I'll just go for another Earthquake. Dazzling Gleam, that probably does knock me out. Yeah. That's a little tough. For Krokorok, you put in the finest. Dazzling Gleam, Agility. Do I think you're going to have Shadow Ball? If you do have Shadow Ball, how bad is that for me? Shadow Ball does 60, so that should be okay. And then the end game with you looks pretty good. I don't need this to be healthy, I just need to be healthy enough to take a Bullet Punch. And from this range, I don't think there's any way in which you take a flip turn. So I will just go for it. Does have the Shadow Ball. This should never knock me out, though. Yeah. Flip turn will take out the Farigiraf. And that's one crisis, one crisis averted, I guess. What is this Talonflame? Because you're protecting the Talonflame like it's just the greatest thing in the world. You don't necessarily invite in the Hariyama. You invite in a Talonflame, and I want the Talonflame in so I can click buttons with Arcanine. So yeah, I'd rather do this and let Talonflame come in for free. Because at the end of the day, the game plan is still very much on to be able to just click Hydro Pump with our Basculegion, because now it's in the Umbreon's in 2-hit KO range. As long as we are able to connect, we should be fine. If Talonflame comes out, do I double? Certainly could. Like, this should always be Talonflame, right? You know I'm not choice locked, so yeah, there's Talonflame. If Hariyama comes in, it's a little bit of a problem. Do I need to keep this Mon? If it's Terra Steel... If it's Terra Steel Hariyama, we've seen that it's pretty... Not physically defensive, but it's not Flame Orb. So, in terms of its damage output, it shouldn't be too bad. So I think I'm actually just going to U-turn. Calling this U-turn. There's a Brent Bird again. Win some, you lose some. But if this was Gale Wings, it's no longer Gale Wings. You're pretty damn free at this point. You're also very much free. Do I guarantee outspeed Talonflame with this, just in case he's gone max speed for whatever reason? I don't guarantee the outspeed, so I think I'd rather just go into Arcanine. And just click Head Smash. Missing the Head Smash and then having to switch it in could be really, really bad. You can't really touch me. I can switch into Umbreon just fine, so I'd rather Psychic Fangs. Because if the Hariyama takes a Psychic Fangs, at least I don't have to worry about that, and I can click Head Smash next time with a little bit less fear. By all means, he may call this, because last time I went for a Head Smash. Okay, he just gave for a Brave Bird. That does absolutely nothing. Talonflame takes a pretty hefty chunk from that. It's part of me that really... I don't need to make the prediction. Like, I never need to make a prediction of Umbreon coming in. So yeah, Hariyama's gonna come in. There's no way you're Terra Steel, right? If you're Terra Steel, then I actually potentially just lose if I lose this Mon. I think the worst thing that can happen here is you Belly Drum. I think if you Belly Drum, you probably have a good chance of just sweeping the rest of my team. You've seen Drain Punch. Are you Belly Drum Drain Punch though? I'm just going to make the hard out into Basculegion. Potentially a throw play. But it just knocks off. Doesn't Terra. Okay. Really thought that would Terra there. That's kind of wild, honestly. I mean, respect it. Definitely called the switch out. I mean, it's got to be Hatterene, right? I don't think I need to agility here. But it's got to be Hatterene. Are you Heavy Slam on this? That's probably something to think about. Regardless, I would Gleam. I can only assume this must be Terra fighting then. Now he's going to Terra on a step. Terra Fairy, okay. Rocky outspeed, that's hilarious. You look to be very AV. I could just Psyshock as well, actually. Psyshock is fine. We just need to weaken this. That does considerably more. Drain Punch is going to do nothing. So, no shot this has Bullet Punch, right? Because it surely would have clicked it at some point. And we'll just Gleam, pick this off. The fastest Hatterene in the West, by the way. I mean, I didn't click the agility, but it's still fucking fast as fuck. Oh, they're going to switch. Okay, we take these. I think that's game 100% then. Because Umbreon will not want to take this. I mean, it's going to take one. But does it outspeed? It does, okay. It's going to collect this Wish, but Hariyama has a fuck ton of health. So, like... is what it is. I guess I could have agilitied on that turn. But I don't think it necessarily saved much for me. Also, it's not even going to collect the Wish unless it's Protect. So I'll click Psyshock. Bullet Punch. Does absolutely nothing. And Hatterene is the GOAT. Just unironically. It's the best Pokemon in the game. That's not true. Makago's right there. And good game to Seth. We're going to pick up a 2-0 win. Once again, I have done Slitherwing so dirty with this game, but it was never looking that great into Talonflame Gligar anyway. It was just here as a pivot. And, yeah. I'm sad I didn't get to click Agility, but at the same time, we had it, and that's the main thing, right? If I had clicked it, would I have just been, like... I probably outsped his entire team, honestly, with an Agility. But good game to Seth. Make sure to go check him out. Link will be down in the description below. As well as the other coaches for the ICP this season. We start 3-0. It's a very, very nice start to the season. And like if you enjoyed the battle, subscribe. Until the next one, have a great day, guys. Peace.